Everyone okay, I hope? I'm sorry, the table just slightly, just got disbalanced for a second there and I lost you. I'll stitch that back together. I'm not gonna do the intro again. But we don't do that. We don't do this. On this channel at least, we don't do it. Okay, no retakes here. It'll be as organic as it can be. Okay, so let's begin with evoking Archangel Michael. Yeah, fan's just too strong for it, but yeah. Okay, great. Welcome Archangel Michael, Archangel Samuel. Welcome. Yeah, should I just switch off the fan then? Okay, you know what? It's just too okay. I gotta just keep these then. Alright, and begin the reading. So it's already been, I've been obstructed twice now. I didn't even mean to push the record button earlier. I wanted just an extra second to like put everything in place. But it just started recording and then it abruptly stopped. So we already had like two, instances which were not intended by me. So it seems like a lot of obstruction coming into this reading. Yeah, so, and as it is, we're doing it after a long time, so let's just get to it. Yeah, let's just pray. Chota sa pray kar lete because we need our prayers right now, right? Hang on. And join me should you want to. Please protect this reading. Thank you. Okay. By the way, I loved my last reading. Like, I personally loved it. Loved interacting with Plato, knowing how he thought about things, how his thought process, what he believed in. It's just amazing. Amazing. Felt very privileged. Okay, so let's just begin, right? I'll just pick up as I see things, okay? There's a shitload of, not shitload, sorry, a lot of okay, let me just pick this up. Oh, let me pick this one up. This word is following me like there isn't a place where I'll look and not find this word. It's like it's following me and like in bold letters, and the word is pioneer. All right, so pioneer generally, so how much I know about it, pioneer would be someone who's done something for the first time in a select field. Let's say for a second, in a select field, someone's done something for the first time. They're the first ones to do something, would be called a pioneer. First one to do something in a particular field. That's how much I know about pioneer. But mostly, that's how divine loves it. Divine loves to send me digging. Hang on. So I'm just trying to be extra careful so that I don't topple it with the rest. Hang on. All right. Perfect. All right, let's see. Why is this word following me? Or if it is following me so much, it could be obviously for me to give this message out to you. 404 on the clock. Yes, absolutely. It's for you, my collective. Okay, now confirmation. Because for me, my personal messages can also come this way. I try to apply a lot of these messages, but I know instinctively whether it's for me or for my collective, or it's just for my collective, or it's just for me. I would know it. So pioneer seems like it's for you, my collective, and divine trust, kind of confirmed it. Okay, literally I want to see what comes. And whenever you go digging, when you go into see, I know this much, and what else there, I'm sure there are like various layers to it. If you think that way, you learn a lot. That's how you learn. Like, that's how divine tries to teach you. It can't be just this, मैंने किताब पढ़ ली बस मैं तो बहुत हूँ, ऐसे नहीं होता है. Like, just go for it, try to learn a few new things, right? Go digging. So pioneer, my collective, is a person who amongst, yes, I agree, who is among the first to explore, settle a new area, or introduce new ideas, methods, technologies. Okay, so it'll be like one of the first ones to break into something. So about one of you in my collective, or like many of you in my collective, you could be like of someone specific here. Like it could literally be someone very specific, and it's come very strongly. It just, like I said, it keeps chasing me. Pioneer. So you'll be the first one to do something really big. Like when you're not called pioneer to like just create a new thing, just anything. You're called a pioneer when you do something life changing, right? When you do something that changes not just your life but people's life, right? Exactly. So yeah, so you'll do something that will change the world, or that'll change the world as we know it now. All right, so think about it. If you have an idea, my collective, there's a business idea in your head, if there's a creative idea in your head, it may not be just business idea. All right, again, don't like just lock yourself in one narrow perspective. All right, open yourself up, and okay, so just if you have something in your head, then this is divine's nudge for you to like go for it. How about you try it? How about try to like throw it out, see what happens, speak to someone, create a business plan, see what happens. Can you like materialize it? Can you change someone's world? Can you help someone? What is it? Just explore that bit of it. It is a divine nudge, so, and it could be quite fruitful. You could be really happy in your job, but if this is an idea that's been gifted to you by the divine, it would be best if you like gift it to the world, make a good name for yourself, and just make everyone's life a little better, So it says you got what it means. Key characteristics are field development, a pioneer in a specific field or area of knowledge or industry, someone who migrates to new, often uninhabited lands. So take it symbolically, uninhabited lands are somewhere who people have not gone there before. Or something could be related to technology. Life is changing, though I know I have a feeling it is not related to technology. It's not about a new app. It ain't about a new app. It's something bigger. All right, military, a soldier who prepares roads or bridges. A soldier who prepares roads or bridges. So if you are, could you be a medium, my collective, medium between this realm, between the 3D and the 5D, or the 3D and the other realms? All right, a bridge, like mediums, psychics, if you have the power of intuition. Oh my god, literally okay, I'm bad with titles. Very rarely do I ever remember titles, and when I do, I feel really proud of myself. Well, literally there is just one series, a very old series that just got added to Netflix, and it showed in my feed, and it's about, she is that same lady from, what was that, like Boyhood. If you remember this movie Boyhood that came in few years ago, it was like an Oscar favorite. Again, if you haven't seen it, bro, like am I the only one who's like really recommending the best movies ever? Watch Boyhood. All right, so this lady from the mommy from Boyhood is the main character here. It's like thoda sa purana, like I said, it's an older series, but gem, like older series are great, right? So she plays, again, what is it? Again, it was my first time watching it. It's just, like I said, just got added. She plays a wannabe lawyer. Okay, she's studying for law. She's 30. She has kids, like 2 or 3 kids. Essay. She's married and has like I said, kids. She's 30 and she's trying to still study. She's interning with the firm, and she's trying to become a lawyer. Okay, she's still studying for it, and she's psychic, and in a way, like she's very very gifted psychic, like supremely gifted. Like she gets those prophetic dreams that are like literal movies. You don't have to like ponder over it, you don't have to think, it like literally happens. She gets to, like, divine shows her stuff that it's like literally divine shows everything to her. She can solve things, she can look into like she, the past mostly, what has happened. So she's trying to use that to help somebody. But there comes a time like she was able to like read stuff between the lines, like just read the room, and she still went back, and I was just comparing notes with her, like from my own perspective, from my own like point of view. I was just thinking, she's so special. She can do this. She was able to see everything. She knows what had happened. Imagine being so gifted and being intelligent also at the same time. It's not that you're just gifted and you have this gift. You're intelligent, so you can use your brain, right? You're intelligent enough to grasp it, to understand it, and to be able to like, make use of it. All right, and have a good heart doing that. Whereas it made her feel so. The world made her feel so uneasy that she was like, I just want to be normal. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be special. I want to be a normal chick. Something like that. She didn't use the word chick, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? She's like, why do I see things? Why do I know things? Why do I get these? The world, she was so special. Imagine stepping into a room and knowing everything. Just knowing everything. Imagine being so special, being so smart, being so gifted, being able to, and like I said, you are given those signs, symbols, you're given that knowledge, you're given those indications, you're given the wisdom, but you need to have the brain cells to be able to interpret it, right? And she is all that, but the world made her feel like she's out of place, like it's not her place. So like her senior got offended when she was able to crack something and say, this happened, why do you think this would? And they're like, senior was saying, why do you think this person would have like shot his leg first? There's not a report that says that the victim's leg got shot first. No, it says that nowhere. So how did you arrive at that? And she was like I was able to arrive like this, that's how it happened. And she used logic then, right? It wasn't even like her intuition or her psychic abilities. She used logic, but seniors got like super offended. They're like, it's not your place to use your brain. You know what I mean? Your job was to just show things and not to use your brain. Something like that. So the world made her feel like you're not normal and hence you don't belong here. So I was just comparing notes. This is how most of the chosen ones feel throughout their life until they get a grasp of like, I'm just gonna like shut this noise out. You have to like become that very insulated being that, dude, I just don't care what you want to say. Go bomb countries, I don't care. You cannot like put a scratch on my mindset, is what I'm saying. So everybody goes through that period. So she's also just trying to like, divine is pushing her in that direction, how pushing her on that divine path in a way. I just literally saw 30-40 minutes of it, then just first episode, and I know divine is pushing her on a path where she'll be led to use her gifts for the betterment of the humanity. She'll do that. She'll help everybody, and she was already helping people, and they were getting like, like, how does she know that? How does she know about this? How does she know? How do you know? She went into a house and told the story of the house, and this was the grandmother's house. This happened, and this happened here, and Falana happened, and Dimkana happened, and people were like, she came from a different state altogether, and they called her ki bhaiya read the room and something like that, and they got like all, oh my god, this is not right, you're not there's something wrong with you, basically, some wacko, some crack job, some crazy person, some lunatic, some delulu. This new word people have picked up, and it's just like annoying, because when people overuse certain terms, it's just become, you know what I mean, right? So anyway, so that it's exactly how chosen she's a chosen one. She has these psychic gifts, but then again, a lot of negative entities also give you these gifts, right? It depends upon whom do you wish to work with. You work with God or you work with the other side, all right? Which eventually works for God only, but in any case. So my point is, it is your discernment. Like, you could literally be that bridge between realms. It says a soldier. Chosen one is divine soldier. We literally wage wars. We literally go to war, right? Literally, it is we go through spiritual warfare like anything. And how do we, kind of like, it's literally that, a military soldier who prepares roads or bridges. You are a soldier who's constructing, but you're a soldier at the same time. You're a divine soldier, but you're a bridge between the worlds. Between, if nothing, agar bahut zyada lag raha between realms, just think of a bridge between divine and a common man, and the common man. All right, and ecology, the first species to colonize a barren land. Again, it would be the first to do something. Like a barren land also means like people who are like, say, who are, let's say, atheist or unethical, or people who don't believe in karma, who just believe that everything runs on their time, those kind of people. You will be the one who will be colonizing that kind of a barren land where nothing grows, right? Those kind of mind, nothing grows in that mind. All they can think of is kind of like just taking over, snatching from people, stealing from people, kabza karna, do this, gura, that kind of energy. They don't grow stuff, they steal stuff. Alright, those kind of people. You will be the first ones to colonize that kind of a barren land. Take it that as symbolically as that. Alright, that pioneer. So I hope Divine have done it justice. Where Divine like pioneer, and bold letters. Not NP, capital IONEER. No, it's that big first font possible in my face. That kind, pioneer. Alright, so congratulations, my collective. Whoever this is, Divine's like literally yelling out loud, dude. That whatever idea you have, just go for it. Just like I told you the story, I did not just watch it out of like nothing. Alright, I just didn't get it like out of nothing. It wasn't even like it's not even a genre on my, kind of like the feed that I watch. I watch usually comedies or light-hearted, those kind of stuff. But like this came in and I knew for a fact when Divine was showing me that like definitely there's a message for somebody who is finding either they have the gift and they're finding it difficult to accept it. Alright, just take my word for it, everybody would come against you, but you just need to understand that you are gifted, you're chosen, you are a lighthouse. That's it. Lighthouse ko kabhi dekha storm mein? I got that. Oh my god, yes, I got that vision. And it was like Divine saying, you're the light of this world, right? When Jesus said, I am the light of this world. So Divine is literally telling you, you are the light. I just heard you are the light of the world. I think that's what I heard. That is Jesus's line. I've given you this, right? And he says, like, you think he's a humble boy, but when it comes to it, Jesus's confidence is in his faith, in his God, in his abilities. He says, I am the light of the world. Alright, so you are that. So I was shown this lighthouse, a huge storm, like crazy storm. In fact, there was a storm even in that episode, like that I briefly watched, that Boyhood Wali lady that I just told you. Alright, it was this huge storm in Texas, like, and he was saying this is the first time, this is the biggest storm that we have had like ever, blah 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 blah. And because of that storm, something was wiped out. And she was frustrated. See, like I was just about to get to it, and Divine just kind of by way of a storm just kind of like just washed away the entire thing that I had. Like I had taken them to the clue and they were just about to find that missing person or whatever she was trying to, whoever she was trying to like find, right? But and there comes a storm and everything gets washed away. Alright, and she's frustrated and she like literally gets like goes like, I don't know what kind of a cruel joke this is and everything, but I knew like Divine, this is how it goes, this is how you shine. You're given those moments, those difficult moments wherein you will see how you shine, and then you'll be like watching, you're like, oh my gosh, how was I able to get through this? How did I even do that? Those kind of moments. So as a chosen, I can tell you from my own experience that this is how it is. You will be like a lighthouse in a huge storm. And that lady's name was, okay, let me just come to that. The lady's name was, a character's name rather, was Allison. And the storm's name was also Allison. Alright, so you're about to take the world by a storm. And the lighthouse also, you are the storm and you are the lighthouse, my collective. Alright, so you are the co-creator, you are the Sophia, which is going to be my download. I'm going to share that download in just a few minutes. But you are the co-creator, you're co-creating with the Divine right now. So be very, very focused. Okay, I just want to like add that, be very focused in your thoughts. Alright, if you're getting a lot of negative thoughts, you're getting a lot of spiritual attacks, you're getting a lot of people trying to like like move you, from your alignment. I don't even want to use those words. Divine's not letting me use that word. So great. Thank you, Divine, for helping me. And so you're going to be like, the people are going to just try to like move you, throw you off your square, basically. Okay, and that's not going to happen because you're literally right there. Like I just said, you are the storm and you are the lighthouse. Everything that, if you think that this thing happened, that thing happened, that thing happened, that thing happened, and you were like, you lost your focus for 1 second, all of that happened because of your mind, your focus. All right, because you're now so focused. I'm not blaming you, hear me out. It's not what you think. It is now that you're so hyper focused, you're right there in that co-creative mode that the entire universe will also test you whether you are worth that power or not. Alright, co-creating with the universe, you are doing that with the universe. It's not going to be like given that easy to you. You will be checked, you will be tested. So it's going to be like, okay, fine, we're going to give you a tightrope, we're going to put a storm right on your head. There'll be gusty winds like going at 1,000 kilometers per hour or something, figuratively, hopefully never, right? You're getting a point, right? And then you still have to be able to walk that tightrope. Would you be able to do it or not? Would you do it, or what would you do in that circumstance? How would you handle it? Those things will be thrown at you. Would you be able to? Would you lose yourself? Would you change your path? Would you alienate and abandon your divine journey? Would you find it too difficult? Those kind of questions. You're getting a point? You are the light and you are the lighthouse and you are the storm. All right, I literally was given this huge, like I said, coming back to that point, coming back to that vision. And it was a very brief vision, like literally I would have had it for like 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds only. Like huge storm, like, and I could only see a lighthouse, but the lighthouse was even in between that storm. You have that waves crashing in and that crashing in on the shore, I mean those rocks and everything, but the lighthouse was still visible. It wasn't totally covered by the clouds or by the rain or anything. It was like going crazy, but the lighthouse was still visible along with the light. It's not just only the light was visible, the lighthouse was also visible. So understand where you are. You're like, God is placing you on a podium where gazillion eyes are on you already. God is going to be using you to, you'll be like, we already are like God's tools, right? We are God's weapons. We are God's spokespersons, right? You're going to be put on a podium. You'll be put, just like me, I've been put in front of a camera. For a certain reason, God doesn't allow me to do this like the other way around, which would be way more comfortable for everybody, right? Imagine, think about it. That's how I started my journey, in fact. I used to have the camera, I used to be behind the camera, I used to do my tarot readings. I was like, very comfortable, come, kaise bhi baitho, kuch bhi karo, kuch bhi, kaise bhi setting, it doesn't matter. I just had it on my table, it was like very easy, very simple, much simpler, I should say. And then after a point, they started nudging me, no, you should be in front of the camera. And it took me a little while, in front of the camera. I don't like crave to be in front of the camera, but Divine had already decided. And one day they gave me an ultimatum. It's now, you have to do it. And right now. And I didn't do it. And then I got like a half-an-hour lecture. I've shared this earlier. Half-an-hour lecture from Archangel Michael, like yelling left, right and center on me. That when you've been told to do something, why you're not telling it? It's not that difficult. Why is it difficult, level? What is so difficult about it? You're very pretty. Why do you want to be on the camera? Why? What is the reason? What is it? What's bothering you? Like I had it. And then my divine mother came like, I can't believe I told you to do something and you didn't do it. Like I told you to be in front of the camera. And then that day I was pushed and I did that impromptu reading. Like I just turned it around and like, okay, so that's how you're going to be put in. I'm just giving this example, just one example. You're going to be put probably at a world stage, at a global level, and you're going to be doing something at a pioneer level. You're going to be the lighthouse in a very big storm. So just brace your journey. All right, brace it, embrace it, brace it.
and whatever comes, just let it come. Be absolutely fearless. In fact, I've personally have spent my days being absolutely fearless past few days. That's what I've done. Like really, that's exactly how it is. And divine wants you to be like that. Here I'm going to throw this at you, and I still want you to be fearless. Exactly, that was my challenge. Like, I'm going to throw this at you. I want you to be fearless. Show me your fearlessness. Show me that. There are points that we all are at different levels. You all have different purposes. Yours could be different, and I'm just giving you tracks here. If you're going to be in front of the world, like if you're going to be that lighthouse, divine's prepping you for it, and if something comes your way, just punch it back. Getting your point? Okay, I think pioneer is what I've covered. Lighthouse I already covered. If something else comes to my mind with in terms of lighthouse, I'll come back to it. Okay, then what else was given to me? Okay, so a lot. Which one should I cover? Okay, let me just do the celery bit. Okay, so I was collective. It's like okay, I don't know whether to tag it, whether to title it as a warning, but it's no. Maybe it doesn't feel right, so I won't call it a warning. But just so you know, just be aware that there is there's a spirit of mediocrity around you. Not you, again, that's why I'm being very careful and how I craft it. Mediocrity. So I was given this, I'm sure in fact you would know, but I was given this, it's not a story, this is a true life event. Alright, so you would know about Mozart, right? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. You would know it, and if you don't know it, lovely knowing you. Alright, but Mozart died very young. Mozart I think he was like 33, 35, that kind of an age. And he had started to create that music. Everything that you hear now, bhi aas-paas mein wo jo classic tunes hain, all of those, everything has been made. Everything, all that classic bit, all that divine bit has been made by Mozart. Those are all Mozart's his work. Alright, basically his work. Most of it, I would say 80% of it is work. Alright, and he started he was very gifted again, almost, I won't say almost, allow me, he was a chosen one. Now सब chosen का मतलब नहीं है कि सब मेरी तरह कैमरे के सामने बैठ के बताएंगे जबकि डाउनलोड आते हैं. There are different ways how सबका पर्पस अलग है. People get their different projects, different missions, different assignments, different purpose for everybody's existence. Alright, so Mozart was gifted. He was gifted with the power of music, right? It was a gift of music. He could create music and divine music, right? And he was doing so from a very, very early age. He started to create his own symphonies from I think 3, 5, something like really, really young, when kids can't even speak properly. Alright, he was creating symphonies. And when he used to record, he used to and he accepted it, and his competitors also knew this and accepted this on record various times. It's not like he किसी ने एक बार बोल दिया. Various times that his music seemed like it was divine. In fact, he also said that I may be a very vulgar man, but my music, sire, my music is divine. Right? It is absolutely, like I said, his competitors also believed that he could not have created that. It is so divine that it has to come from the top. Literally. Even his the worst competitor, the worst of people who would love to discredit him, it was kind of discrediting him, if you think about it. तुमने नहीं करा है तो भगवान ने तुम्हें दे दिया गिफ्ट, तुम्हारे पास नहीं है गिफ्ट. Getting a point in a way, underhandedly, that's kind of that, but seriously, everybody believed that his gift was a divine gift. It is not just calling somebody gifted. No, this comes from top. This is literally divine speaking through music. Alright, so there's this very famous competitor of his, from where he was, this is a very famous saying. In fact, a lot of people say when you're not for chosen ones, you have to really move out of your city to be able to do really well. It's almost it's it comes with that fate, with destiny. You have to move out of your city. Like chosen ones have to move out of the city that they were born in, right? They have to move out of that city to be able to do well, something like that. So with him also it happened. I saw that, that synchronicity there, that with him also Mozart was born in, I don't know where he was born, I'm forgetting the name of this small city where he was born. Salzgard, something like that. Okay, something like with that. And he moved out of there at an early age, a young age, right? And he wanted to do better, he wanted to do more, so he went to Venice. All right. And there he worked like for the king, and he got to work with the king. Like I said, he was very divine. Whatever he did, people could see things, people could see that this is a very, very gifted musician, composer, that is amongst us, an artist amongst us. And he got a place in the king's palace, in his, whatever you call his team. I don't know what that's technically called. Okay, so I used to work for the king. He used to teach music to the king, and compose melodies, compose symphonies, and commission operas and everything, right? But that's how you commission operas, right? He was given a whole play to do and everything, so which were funded by the king, something like that, all of that. But even his greatest, so that's where he met his, I would say, his greatest competitor, because others didn't even match in evilness and whatever. It was Salieri, right? So Salieri was someone who was mediocre. He wanted to be great, but he was not gifted. He was mediocre, better than average, but not great, not outstanding, definitely not exceptional, and absolutely not divine. Getting those stages right? You're getting me right? Appraisal levels नहीं होते हैं. Below average, average, above average, outstanding, great performance, outstanding, exceptional, and then divine. So he was above average that time, but he just wanted to be a great musician. He wanted to be, gifted as Mozart. He had not seen anybody as Mozart. When he read his music for the first time, when he heard him, he said, this is not a human being's work. It just can't be. He was one of those ones who used to profess, this cannot be, this doesn't come from a human being. There's no way that he has written it, confirmation. And he would and he went through Mozart's work also, and he saw that when Mozart composes his music, he just literally just writes them, doesn't correct them, he just keeps writing them, and it's almost like a final piece. When we draft something, you and I, collective, we draft something, we make those edits, right? We go back and forth, we change, beautify it, we edit it, and you know what I'm trying to say, right? But when Mozart used to get his music, if you were to write a poem or an essay or a paragraph or an article on something, right? You would edit it, you go back, but Mozart used to get his music an absolute, complete, final downloads. Those were downloads, right? He used to get them that way. There were no corrections on his originals. No corrections on that. He used to get jo hai, wo hai. And imagine such complicated, such intricate, such exceptional music he used to create. There were no corrections. So Salieri saw that. It was this is not fair. This ain't fair. He thought, this is not fair. God is, now he was just like that woman I told you, Alison, used to think that what kind of a joke God is playing. I did that, and now God has washed it away with a storm or something. The same way Salieri is, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but now it's something like this. So he felt that this is not fair that Mozart gets these downloads. It's not fair. So he used to pray to God divine. He used to believe in God, Salieri, at first, right? Like a lot of people now, divine would test you like this. How did Salieri, fail his test? See, so he used to pray to God divine, why don't you just come through me into my music sheet and create something. I want to create something really nice. He used to pray to God, really, really, really pray really hard to God. All right, but when he saw his test came in, when he saw a truly gifted one, Mozart, and he got so envious or jealous that he did everything that, in the rule book, I'm sure there's a manual, a rule book that rules that evil, greedy, unethical people live by. He did everything to ruin Mozart, to literally kill him or murder him, because it was like, it's not like he poisoned him or he didn't stab him to death or anything, but he Salieri killed Mozart slowly and steadily, like by going behind his back, by smearing his name, by just cutting out his clients. Because most of these musicians back then and even now, how do they earn their living? They earn their living not just by being, by commissioning an opera by the emperor. That doesn't happen anymore, in fact. Or even if it happens for very few people. Usually the musicians, the instructors, they live by tutoring, right? By giving this knowledge, sharing this knowledge with other people, by teaching people how to write music, how to play music. You getting my point? So he used to Salieri made it a point, used his connections, used his power, used his time that he had spent. That was his hometown, right? He was like, okay, so he went and smeared Mozart's name as like, this he's an unethical man. If you have your daughter, if you put your daughter in his class, he will just do something wrong with her. He's not a good man. He's not good with money. He just kind of, bit by bit, piece by piece, and intentionally planned way, Salieri ruined Mozart, and then took him to a point where he literally died. Even in his last moments, Mozart was writing for Salieri, for which Salieri was taking credit, or other people were taking credit. Like Mozart was composing the music, and he was really sick. He was he was not doing well, but health wise he was not doing well, but he was still doing his best, still doing God's work, using his gift. And Salieri was taking advantage of him, and he pushed him to a point wherein Mozart died. All right. So what I'm telling, and this person, yes, diviner, you guys give me confirmations after confirmation. I knew this one touched my heart, Okay, and then where it's not that Salieri, so I would say the Salieri had abandoned divine. It was like, अच्छा आप मुझे गिफ्ट नहीं दोगे, आपका प्यार कंडीशन, basically Salieri's love for divine, his devotion to divine, that means was conditional, right? जब तक अच्छा टाइम चल रहा है, जब तक आप मुझे वो कर रहे हो, आप मेरे को म्यूजिक दे रहे हो, आप मुझे गिफ्ट दे रहे हो, तब तक तो मैं आपका भक्त हूँ, अदरवाइज तो आप अच्छे नहीं हो, आपने किसी और को मेरे से ज़्यादा कैसे गिफ्ट दे दिया. That kind of jealousy, envy, and to a point. And it was to a point. See, if you had an envious thought, it's not just having a thought. Of course, that itself would get you karma, an envious thought. But the fact that you acted on that envious thought and, consciously created, drafted, conspired against a God's child to take their gift, to take their life, to tear them apart, to crush them to pieces. That is what God sees. That was Salieri's test. I don't think it says that anywhere, but for me, that was Salieri's test. That was test, and he failed the test. Divine tested him. अच्छा मैं नहीं दूँ तुझे तो क्या कर लेगा? पैसा मैं दे रहा हूँ. पैसा Salieri के पास, there was no dearth of money. They were rich people. He had no dearth of money, but he was still jealous and envious of what Mozart was earning. And it was not just the money, it was the appreciation of people. And it was that God's chosen, that divine's hand on his head is what was killing him. But why does he get to do that? How does he get those downloads and I don't? Why is divine speaking through him, through music? Why is divine loving him more? Why is he not coming through me? That was Salieri's test, and he failed miserably, I would say. And what happened? It showed his true character. One challenge, that challenge itself, that test showed his true character. He lost his alignment with God. Then even he lived to, so Mozart, poor thing, that child of God died at, like I said, 33, 35. Salieri lived his full age, went to that I wouldn't call it I would call it a mental asylum kind of place. You lose yourself. And in the end also, he was not he didn't feel any guilt about it. In fact, he called him, and that is what like really touched me. He was saying, Salary said that, I'm the patron saint of mediocrity, and he was like very, bonkers about it. Patron saint of mediocrity. He said, I'm the patron saint of mediocrity. So that means I'm mediocre. I rule. So I won't let that exceptional, that divine being exist. So that's the mediocre energy around you, my collective. You're getting my point? What I'm trying to say? That mediocre energy, which the more in number exceptional people तो एक आधा ही होता है, divine तो बिल्कुल ही कोई एक आधा हजारों लाखों millions में होता है. Even on this planet we are literally just only 144,000. So imagine how exceptional, how rare you are, my collective. That is why you have to protect your energy and never feel guilty about protecting your energy. I too have become a pro at it. I don't care what, like I just said, if totally insulated, doesn't matter. But I know when to like do what, like protect myself. If I know this, I didn't get this vessel, I didn't get the gift to squander away. You getting my point? Same way, just understand there'll be a lot of mediocre people around you, so they can project at you with their mediocrity and make you feel exactly what I was telling you about Alison was feeling, that why am I like this? She is special. She could read the same clues that were audible and visible to another very qualified person, where she was only an intern, where the other were qualified people. She could make heads and tails of it more than those people, and they were offended. You see my point? Again, oh my gosh, I had also seen just recently, it's again one of my all-time favorite movies, Rope. Again, Alfred Hitchcock, my favorite director. Alfred Hitchcock, Quentin Tarantino, these are the ones I truly love and appreciate, okay? But Alfred Hitchcock is absolutely, hands down, my favorite. There's no second. Like when it comes to him, that's his throw. Alright, so his movie, this is one of those ones that I love even more than Rear View, more than Psycho, more than Rebecca. Like those are like really, really very famous movies of him. But Rope is my favorite. I've seen it like 20-30 times at least, and I can still watch it again. My husband knows, and he has his movies on a hard drive. So there are days he just like, if he feels like, oh, like today is the day she needs to watch an Alfred Hitchcock movie to feel better, he just plugs it to our television, and I watch it. And this is the one that I go to always. If I really want to, I feel better about myself, I watch Rope. I love how well it has been directed. The entire movie is shot in just 4 scenes. Alright, and the story is amazing. It is about like 2 people, alright, 2 brothers, alright, and the movie literally starts with a murder. I don't want to spoil it for you if you want to watch it. Rope, R-O-P-E, Rope. Watch this one, okay? And you won't then thank me later. It's alright. You won't like, it would not have wasted your time. You'll love this and you'll go back to it. And they remaster these movies and they become adorable, yaar. They become so adorable. I love the remastered versions also. They look really cute, right? Out of this world. Okay, so watch Rope again. So this movie starts with like 2 brothers like literally strangling a friend of theirs with a rope. So I won't tell you too much of a story, but it is literally about them feeling, that we are the superior ones, and since we are the superior ones, we have a right, we have a privilege somehow given to them to be able to eliminate the inferior ones, by will, sheer will, literally. So they do that, and they throw a party around it. I don't want to again spoil it for you, but I'm just trying to dance around it, so I don't give away everything. But so here also they were literally it's just they are not exceptional beings, mind you, but since they are mediocre mindset wale people, you're getting my point, they can't handle anyone around them, anyone who even shows a spark of authenticity of like, again, like Mozart, like divine gift or something. Just be aware of this, right? I just felt that it was like the very same theme in Rope. Like again, people like trying to eliminate people like completely altogether. Eliminate, like, you're getting the gist, right? You get the drift? Eliminate people thinking that they don't deserve to live because of a certain reason. Again, Rope, again, the same story about Mozart and celery, right? The same where he thinks that he's not he should not live. If I don't have the gift, he doesn't get to live because I'm mediocre. And literally bonks about the fact that is, again, I'm saying, it hit me, that bit where he said that I'm the patron saint of mediocrity. He's like literally accepting who he is, mediocre, and he's accepting that he chipped away bit by bit and killed Mozart. So it's a very famous, I don't know, again, see, this is why there's a rumor about him having to kill Mozart, but he didn't like kill him by, like I just said, like he didn't like stab him to death or poison him or like pushed him, into a river or something. It didn't do that. But he killed him bit by bit by his conspiracies, by his plans, by his slander. So you just have to be very careful of these kind of energies that are very supremely obsessed. So my pointer to you, my collective, from what I have learned on my journey, just remember, just register, point, map people if you feel that they are overly obsessed with you, and just try to move away from them as much as you can. The overly obsessed ones are the ones that try to just do these things, and you can spot it even irrespective whether they are. See, my throat is closing right now. I'm telling you, you can spot them. Overly obsessed people, move away from them as much as you can. That's the easiest way, right? Say your prayers, have protection on you, so I just keep my evil eye on now almost every time I step out. I literally have this on, and this black obsidian like on all the time. I never used to have it like so much. I used just wear it occasionally. I bought it, but I was like, oh, theek hai, aaj nahi hai. It's not matching my outfit. I love those dainty bracelets that I have. It doesn't match it. The entire, this thing can be like quite in your face and a lot, but I don't mind it now. I don't care. It's just small things that you can do, like ask for protection, pray for everyone's well-being, not just yours, everybody's around you. Be absolute bold and clear in your boundaries. Nobody should be able to you should not be okay with everyone crossing your boundaries. It should be very clear. Just be careful with these energies. Again, I said that. Bound about it. Even when he had gone insane. That, I'm the patron saint of mediocrity. Imagine. Had no remorse whatsoever. I wouldn't call it remorse. Even if he went crazy with guilt or whatever, I don't call it remorse. You took someone's life. You not just destroyed their life and career. Otherwise, you took someone's life. That should not be okay. And no one's that's not okay. Anyway, okay, so just remember this. Again, not an alarming thing. I'm not saying, just remember the energy and just slip away. Just take yourself out of the situation if needed. Take a break, go away, whatever you want to do. Just be away from that energy is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm sorry, my throat is closing. Okay, I want to do the Sophia thing. Sorry, 49 minutes. Okay, so there is something about obedience that I want to do, like obedience when you say, excuse me, confirmation already. I'm telling you, obedience when it comes to God's instructions, God's downloads. You get pointers, you get symbols, you get signals, right? So what does it mean? So what does obedience mean? So let me just put this away. Shanti Bulberg. What does obedience mean? So obedience would be like
when you get these, like I have now, for instance, again just an example. Now let's say you have received divine's instructions or like a nudge in the right direction. Whoever is hearing this, and the chosen ones, this message is only for the chosen ones, all right? The karmics are welcome to stay and learn, but yeah, whatever, the message is only for the chosen ones, all right? So if you have been given, let's say now divine has given you a nudge in the right direction and has given you a way to tackle the mediocre energy that I just said, which is around you. So how do you tackle it? Like I just said, again, move away, be very careful with your boundaries, be very stern, really have your strong boundaries, like don't compromise on them, is what I'm saying. Okay, see, my throat is closing now. So it is, and just remember these instructions when they come to you, to trust God with the instructions, is what my point is. That is what obedience is. So I'll tell you my example of the obedience and how this download came to be. So excuse me, I didn't mean it to be that loud. I'm sorry if you're hearing it on your earphones. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, so obedience. Well, so let's say I received, so when I went to, in my last holiday, I went to beer billing, right? Especially to beer, basically. Yeah, it was that Republic Day, that craziness that was like around. That was the weekend that we went to beer, and there was like, while going to waterfall, I'm sure you all have been there several times. It was my first time there. So there towards the waterfall. Now things have changed, right, in these mountains, because अभी थोड़ा recently अभी इतना monsoon के time पे बहुत अभी last जो अभी rains बहुत ज़्यादा rainfall हुई, and the roads are not the same, the ways are not the same, and they're like working on it. Obviously it's a work in progress, but it's not the same right now. It's not as brilliant as they were earlier, like let's say 6 months ago, 10 months ago. All right, so while going towards a certain waterfall, there was a very narrow passage. It was like literally this much. I wouldn't say it was undoable, but it was just this much passage for like a brief itna part, like some meters. And that brief passage was also at an angle. It was at an angle. It was not like straight, it was not just, and it had like crumbly loose earth. So at an angle, only this much, and had crumbly earth. And I remember, so we were thinking at Jana, so my husband was like, we just need to, like, it's literally 2 steps. All we need to do is 2 steps and we'll be over it. Alright, we have climbed the mountain, this and this. Is like my last holiday. Alright, so, and I remember my download then. I remember it distinctly, and Divine just like kind of like reminded me then also. The download was, don't take undue risks. And I remember sharing it with you guys also. And I show you, from my own example, I'm showing you what obedience is. I remember sharing it with you guys that don't take undue risk. To be risk, in fact, I remember telling you guys that look at it this way. If that thing, whatever you want to do, comes in the category of risk, don't do it. Just for a brief period until you're given new instructions, don't do it. Don't take any undue risk. This is what Divine has told. That was a download, right? So I remembered that download, and I told my husband, no, not what, we are not going. I remember a child, but he was like, he was a local child. He passed that bit, that again, this much, loose earth, slant, angle, that whole thing. And my husband was like, everybody is doing it, we can't do it. I was like, no, not everybody is doing it, but we are not doing that. We are from the plains, we are not doing that. We are not taking any undue risk. So we didn't go through that. We still went on the mountain. There were like 20 other things to see and blah, blah. We came back. We didn't take, bottom line, we didn't take that risk. But now that we just went to Dalhousie, you would have seen my video also that I went to the Kali Ma temple. I'm forgetting what the name of the temple is, but it's Kali Ma's temple, and it's on top of a mountain. On other days in summers, I'm sure it's a much easier trek. Like, of course it is at a height, it's really high, but otherwise, if on a usually, I think in summers there would not be any issues because it's perfectly fine. But in winters or in transitioning weather especially, it's quite dicey because of that. There is no protective railing, nothing to hold on to. It's just open trek. All right, and there are places is just this much again on slippery melting ice, which is almost wet melting but not melted yet. That kind of like in between snow, it becomes very tough, very risky to put your foot on. Very risky. You don't know whether. And then we saw people like really just not falling away, but they were like slipping. I was like it was quite risky. When I remember my husband saying this time that this is not worth taking the risk, but and I was like, no, we're we're taking this one, because I knew this is fine. I've been called, we have to do this, we are protected, don't worry about it. All right, so this I knew that I could do it. And I remember when we came, my husband was, and there were like several points, and isme ko ye nahi tha ki it was just like 2 meters, this, like there were several points where it was very dangerous, because again the entire road had no railing. All right, except for like I think like a 10-meter stretch where I don't know where the railing came from and then disappeared again, but there was absolutely nothing to hold on to, and there was very many points where could have just like bid farewell. All right, but and my husband pointed this out. यार वो तो तुमने कहा नहीं. That was like, I don't understand why did we not do that in B? Why did we not take that risk, and why did we take this much bigger risk? I remember that was when the download was given to me that this is obedience. This is called obedience. And Divine told me then not to take the undue risk. This was my test whether you understand the lesson. You've been given something, you've been given a download, you've been given instructions. Do you understand the instructions? Do you follow the instructions or not? Understanding one thing, do you follow it or not yourself? Number one, A. When you do that, and your discernment, you understand what you have to do at what time. In Dalhousie, I knew that I had to do that. I knew I could go and I'm protected. I'm perfectly fine. Me and my loved ones, everybody around me is protected. There's going to be nothing wrong that can happen. But in B, I knew that was my test, and I should not take a step. Me or my loved ones, me, Zen, anybody should not be like putting their feet there. It's not safe. I knew it. All right. So this is like obedience. This is what obedience is. So this is something that it's like a small lesson for you here. So understand my God, Archangel Michael is going now. Right? So protecting us from negative energies, just understand your instructions. All right. You get those downloads, you get nudges, you get signs. Accept them fully, embrace them. That's how I started this reading, right? Embrace it fully. All right. If you will feel that these instructions are, like, I'll think about it. If I want to do it, I'll do it. If I don't want to do it, no, then your gift can be taken away from you. Because understand, then it's no longer a gift. You're not like making use of it. What's the point for you doing? That's protection. If God is stopping you from doing something, it's protection. Let's say if you missed a train, you missed your whatever, that's protection. Maybe you're not supposed to be there at that time. It would not have like served your highest good. All right, so just understand these slight nudges. So this is the example. This is what happened, and I was given this download at the time when this obedience thing came in, that like this is what obedience calls, this is what discernment calls. You understand when Divine has told you not to do it, then is when you don't do it, and they say go for it. It's go time. So it's go time for you. And what is your go time? My pioneer, this is your go time. That's a divine nudge. So whatever idea you have, please put it into practice. Go for it, full force forward. All right, you're going to do something that's going to make a mark in history. All right, I have a lot of other downloads that I don't think I can cover right now. 59 minutes. I want to do the cards a little bit. All right, let's do cards, and I'm going to cover the rest soon enough. Okay, so let's just do these many for today. Let's do my cards. Oh, they're gonna fly away. Abhi to pankha itna tez hai, bro. Sure, we'll just use the candles and the lighter. What's this?
Oh my god, wait, I said what's this? I picked up nothing on this side, but what is the last card here? Discernment. Did I just not talk about it? Obedience. Knowing what to do when, knowing to trust. This is your discernment. Knowing to trust the divine instruction is your discernment. My God, I'm telling you. Just Shiv Shakti are with you. You're divinely protected, and these are probably Shiv and Shakti, Mata Parvati, Lord Shiva are guiding you. Ma Kali are guiding you right now. Just be open ears, open crown chakra, open mind, and open throat. Speak your truth. Like I said, my challenge, recent challenge was to be fearless and talk. Go for it. Alright, let's just do a few cards, right? Okay. Discernment being our... Oh, did I just put the Shiv Shakti bat? Okay, let's just start. Lion. Lion is... Oh, Ma Durga's Vahan, right? So Ma Durga could be giving you strength. Alright, you're being divinely protected and guided and surrounded. 0101 on the clock when I said that. Okay, let's just take out some cards. Yeah, let's just do some cards. Let's take these many first. And lion is what we have. Okay, one is peeping out. I'll just take this blue card. What is this one? Bones. Arey yaar. It was peeping out. So I had bones. Arey bhai. So a lot of spiritual warfare around you. They could be using whatever means they can, let you put it that way, whatever means they can to take you out. Like I said, I just told you the celery and Mozart story. Whatever means possible to take you out, because you're not shutting up. You're not abandoning your spiritual path, you're not abandoning your journey, you're not abandoning your duties. If anything, you keep getting better and better and better. This could literally be, it could exactly be the same situation as Celery and Mozart. You could be competing, or some mediocre could be competing with you. You probably don't even know this person, you've never spoken to them, but they could be competing with you with the same thing. That kind of thing. It could literally be that. Or you could be like really good at whatever you do, career wise, or you could have like a really successful business and other people are like, मेरा business क्यों चल रहा है, इसका कैसे चल रहा है, ये कैसे कर रही है, ये कौन है, ये क्या, इसको कैसे आ गया ये सब. You're getting a point that those kind of things, those kind of thoughts are very toxic, caustic thoughts. Anyways, what are the cards? Intuition. So you are in a, see, intuition. Did we not start with this? I told you the Allison story. Alright, the boyhood mom story, right? Okay, it is your intuition. Use your intuition. What are the odds, guys? Intuition, discernment, and my last download that I just literally shared out of the 15 that I could have shared was obedience. So understand, please, your obedience is going to be, your obedience to God is going to be the critical factor. That is the game changer. You are going to be given specific instructions by the divine to tackle whatever situation there might be. Just go for it. Just don't doubt anything and go for it. I don't want to say that don't use your brains. I'm not saying that. Please, intuition is linked with your intellect. It's not separate thing. Your body, everything is your mind, heart, body, soul, gut is all linked. Alright, your crown, it's linked. So it's not like, okay, अपना दिमाग इस्तेमाल मत करो, intuition इस्तेमाल करो, अकेला कुछ नहीं होता है वो. दिमाग, intuition सब एक है. Alright, use your intellect. You are smarter than other people. Use that. Use your brain. Alright, intuition. Okay, so you're gonna be given signs, symbols. I'm guaranteeing you this. You're gonna be given or absolute downloads like Allison was getting, like literal vision, full on picture, like a movie like dream that she was having. And while she was the first, literally it opens with her having to in her dream she's interviewing someone like a criminal, and then criminal is like acting like a victim होता है ना. सबसे पहले तो ये लोग victim act करते हैं. सबसे बड़ा ही चीज़ है, they are the victims. सबसे बड़ा point है, people who are like overly Mirza, those kind of, just stay away from that mediocre energy. That's what I'm saying. Just know, like, you could have a gift and they will still make you feel bad about it. Just so you know, you need to stay away from those people. That's it, as simple as that. Okay. Alright, then what else you got? Divine light. Thank you, divine. As always, like I always say, they show off through me. Alright, divine light. So this discernment, intuition, divine light. You are the light of the world, the lighthouse. And what vision I told you I had? Like a big storm, massive storm, but you were shining and the lighthouse was visible. Not just the light, not just the wisdom, but you were visible. So you're going to be visible on world stage, and there are going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of eyes on you. All right? Okay? All right? Then what else? Set in stone. All right? Set in stone. So this person who's using these means could be trying to move something that is already set in stone, something which is destined. It's already set in stone. This is a non-negotiable event. It's a set event. Like certain milestone events that have to happen in the cosmos, they've already been decided upon. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you feel, I'm talking about the karmics, they will happen. Those events will happen and you can't change it, unfortunately for you. But you can change your ways. It's never too late. You can change your ways. Set in stone. ये दो हैं क्या? It's very thick. It felt like two. Again, felt like two. Alright? So, hang on. What did I just say? Felt like two. And I repeated it. Felt like two. You know why? Coalition or collaboration. So it seems like, I take it both ways. If there is, let's say, an op of yours who's working, they're working in twos. They're working in pairs right now. So it could literally be one pretending to be your friend, the other one pretending to be your op. You know, kind of like doing the good cop, bad cop on you so that you spill, you like break, and something of that kind of like stupid mind game. That could be it. Or you are destined, set in stone, you're destined to work in a coalition, work in collaboration with someone. It is set in stone. Alright? I said that felt like two. Felt like two. I still can't believe that's one card. And these are the same papers. This one feels extra thick. Set in stone. Alright? Nothing is coincidence, my friend. These are divine pointers. Alright, coalition or collaboration. Okay, now the next is block. Like literally someone's trying to block my throat chakra right now. I'm not that tired. I didn't speak that much. I'm perfectly okay. I don't have any cold, cough, nothing. My throat is literally closing as if I've been stopped. And if you see how crazy Archangel Michael is going right now. Alright, thank you, Archangel Michael. Will love you. Love you. Alright, so someone's trying to block your path. Someone's trying to block your creativity. Someone's trying to block your collaboration. Someone's trying to block your divine light. Someone's trying to block your intuition. And how do you try to block someone's intuition? Because you make them doubt themselves. And chosen ones are like really pure-hearted beings, so they'll go very quickly into that mode of यार शायद मैंने कुछ गलत तो नहीं किया, हम ही क्यों ऐसे अजीब हैं. Like just like Alison was saying, like why am I like this? I just want to be a regular person. I just want to be a lawyer. I just want to study. I just want to be a regular. You see what I mean? She had those gifts. She was extra special, and those gifts were like way extraordinary gifts that she had. Way extraordinary gifts, but the world made her feel that, you know,
You should. All of that is quite wonky. So someone could be trying to block you. So just like I said, and for the nth time, my collective in this reading, embrace your gift. Embrace it so that these blocks don't work. But someone's actively trying to block it, is what I'm saying. Block your coalition, block your, I'll tell you, okay, it's the word is preserve. I read that and my mind read it like pressure. Excuse me, confirmation. So it is pressure first and also preserve, but pressure. So a lot of pressure. I feel there's a lot of pressure on this person, your op, to block your gift. It is not pressure on you. It is the pressure on this karmic to block your gift. I think, because I don't know what the story is, bro. If you go into their sad stories, it gets sadder. So we're not going to go there. Alright, but oh yeah. We, kind of last time, we explored that identity theft, right? This person could have stolen your identity to, be you, to feel how does it feel like to be you, to be the, I could 1 on the clock, bro. I'm absolutely correct. This person could have, I wanted to say or, but no, it's not the or. It is literally that. This person wanted to feel how it feels to be you. And I got this download guy, I got reminded, like I had this download like million years ago, wherein about this karmic and this like very weird energy, and it was like, and divine told me that this person wants to be in your skin, wear your skin like a suit, and walk into a room and see how it feels like to have that same impact as you have. That kind of creepy, crawly energy. Just telling you, I'm not asking you to be worried. Again, I've already told you, just move away from these energies. Don't let them be in your aura, is what I'm saying. Just be very strict. Be extremely strict. If you haven't proven yourself to be a friend, you don't belong in my life. Simply, that's it. There are billions of other people. Go and just bother them. Tell them that. Okay? You don't have to like take on their energy, correct them, heal them, anything. No. Your job is you. Your job is to be your best. Alright? Okay, anyways. Alright, let's just take a few more and then I'll close it. It's already 1 hour 12 minutes. Okay, what is this? Yaar, ye recount fir aa kya? It is right. This is not. Yeah, you believe, right? Recount. Okay, know what this. Okay, let's go with this. Dominion. Okay, preserve. Dominion. So again, Dominion reminds me of like again Celery's feeling that it's his hometown. Venice is his, right? And Mozart has come in from outside, and somehow that kind of like energy, Dominion. But I do feel, quite honestly, you will be in that coalition or collaboration that you have, with whatever coalition or collaboration that is. It could literally be a coalition or collaboration with divine also. Alright, this could literally be like a divine spiritual business, for instance. Alright, you could be a tarot reader, you could be a spiritualist, you could be a psychic, whichever way. You could do Reiki, you could do yoga, you could teach yoga, all of those kind of things, right? Something that comes from with a divine, gift. So you will create your dominion with that coalition or collaboration, my collective. You would create your dominion. That is what it is. Forget about Celery's feeling that it was his own. And everybody feels that way. Anyways, choro. Mental, yeah, the mental wars. It's all mental right now. Okay, again, just the boundary I'm talking about,
that you need to keep up and be very strict about. These are not physical boundaries. I'm not asking you to bolt your door, all right, and have a a baseball bat in your hand every time you open the door. I'm not asking you to be paranoid or anything, but I'm asking you to just keep up your boundaries. Don't let negative people, ill-intentional people to like walk into your life, is all I'm saying. All right, there's no harm in preserving yourself, preserving self-preservation. All right, okay. Mental, again, we just covered mental. What else we got? Order. Divine's orders, divine's instructions. We just covered that. Okay, order. Why do I feel mental order could be a mental disorder? Someone could have a mental disorder. Why is this obsession energy? Even like Celery was like deadbeat obsessed with Mozart. He didn't have to be, but he was obsessed with his music. He did everything to steal his music. He did everything to, like I said, crash his life if he could. High honor. High honor. So mental order, high honor. Okay, high honor is right under set in stone. This is a non-negotiable item. High honor. You will pioneer. High honor. You will do something that will change the trajectory of for a lot of people, for their lives. Change people's directions. Change how they do certain things, how they live in a certain way. In the new world order that we see, emerging now. Divulge. Divulge is right under coalition or collaboration. Divulge. Why do I feel I want to just... I know the meaning of divulge. Why do I feel there's something hidden there for me to dig out, excavate? Divulge. To tell something that is a secret. Coalition or collaboration. Okay. Maybe you've been asked to just keep, when you get into this coalition, this collaboration, this business deal, this contract, this agreement, you're supposed to keep it a secret. This should not be like out and about until divine, confirmation, until divine tells you to, divulge it to the world. Let it out to the world. Until then, you'll be asked to keep it a secret. Until it is like, the coast is clear. Because a lot of things you understand why the preserve card came in. Why did it come in? And because a lot of people, when great things are happening, and pure things happen, a lot of this negative energy just flocks towards it. You'll see, जब भी आपकी लाइफ में कुछ अच्छा होने वाला है, the chosen one, you'll know what I'm talking about. बहुत अच्छा कुछ होने वाला है, that you're on that precipice of that moment. It is literally, that moment is only a moment away, if you know what I'm trying to say. Entire negative forces, all they join hands and they like, come play La La Land. And they try to move your focus, move your mindset. Basically, more than focus, is your mindset. In fact, it's focus as well. Right? Where are you looking at when you're like shooting that arrow? That is how we manifest. That is how we co-create. Right? That is what they want you to like be totally off your square, like I said. Knock you off your square. Knock you off. Throw you off kilter. That kind of energy. So just be aware of it. Alright? So just keep your energy clean. Keep your boundaries up. Don't divulge about this coalition, this collaboration. Do not speak about it. And those are again your divine instructions. Alright? Those are instructions that have come in like that. They're order instructions. You have to keep these instructions. A lot depends on it. Alright? These are certain, and there are certain synchronicities, certain events that are set in stone, and no matter what the karmic does, they can't move it. They can't take away. And if they feel they can take away certain things, it's just, it's entertaining for us to watch. The divine's not going to like that. I'm just saying it's going to be entertaining for us to just watch them go down that way. That you know what, we give them like a million warnings, but they don't hear it. And when it finally happens, they cry victims. They get karma. They're like, oh, mere saath ye ho gaya. They play victim even in that. When they get karma, they're like, how are you victim when you're getting karma for your bad actions? In fact, Sri Hari once, clarified this to me. I'll share that with you. It's come to my mind now. Again, your instructions, remember this. He says, it came through like, someone had created something and just touched my heart. So there was someone who was asking the divine, like, Sri Hari, are we supposed to like, or Krishna, like, okay, whichever avatar resonates with you, like, are we supposed to like, so many people have done so many bad things to us. Are we like supposed to forgive them all? Forgive them all, Krishna? And Sri Hari replied, I call him Sri Hari, okay? He replied, that we can forgive the ones that were, let's say for instance, were done unintentionally. They were done out of sheer stupidity, we can understand. But the ones that were like proper conspiracies, where people, hatched plans and synchronized acts to take somebody down, those are not going to be, that's not going to be forgiven. But understand something that you've done unintentionally, you've done involuntarily in a way, or you're like just generally stupid, you know what I mean? Those can be forgiven, of course. See, you're supposed to, as a human being who's taken human birth, you're supposed to forgive everybody. It is a very difficult task, I know. But that's a test. It's one of the first steps of a spiritual journey. You have to forgive everybody. But again, please don't mistake that for taking your boundaries down. Forgiving someone doesn't mean that you will take your boundaries down and take them back in your life. No frigging way. Alright, what you're going to do is, you're going to like forgive them, pass that file, as I always say, pass that file to divine, and let divine decide क्या करना है उसके साथ में. उसको माफ करना है, उसको सजा देनी है, क्या करना. You move ahead in your journey, but you are supposed to forgive that person. That's the first step. And if you're truly a chosen one, that first step is quite easy, because that's how your heart is. There are days भूल जाते हैं हम किसी. There are times when I get angry with people, I just forget it after like 2 hours. कि मैंने गुस्सा किस लिए? What was it? Instead of what had happened? That kinds. You should be able to forgive and move on. Load your brain in the sense like fill, not load it, like a tractor. But fill your brain with other intellectual matters where you can put your energies. Alright, if you're going to always be thinking about that karmic, usne ye kara, usne wo kara. There are days we do that, okay? But I'm not saying everyone, I'm just like such a saint or something, I'm so precious and perfect. I'm not saying that. There are days I go through those as well. But you understand, God brings me back to that alignment. Then, where you're focusing too much on that. We used to talk about this thing, let's talk about that. You know what I mean? So just remember that you need to like focus away from the karmics, and the day you do that, your ancestors going to like love you like anything. You'll be that literal chand ka tukda for them, like our best bacha till now for your ancestors, because that's one of the biggest challenges, right? To keep your brain in a healthy space. It is challenging for everyone. Your mind is the most difficult thing to conquer, and that is what we are here to conquer, right? Our mind, our thoughts, our mindset. Alright? Okay, so this is enough for today. I feel that recounting is staring at me like, kya hai bhai? Kya recount? This karmic could be calling for a recount, or something could have recounted now and the truth has come out. I don't know, something like that. Or they could be saying, I don't know, do I want to dwell in this energy? I don't. Okay, something beautiful came up, but it's upside down. It looks very pretty. Divine connections. I said Luxway because this is how it looked like. Itne lamba main likhti nahi hu ab. It's a very old card. It's probably coming for the first time. Divine connections. So you're going to have those collaborations, divine connections. It could literally be working with gods, working with deities. Alright, doesn't have to be working with other people, or could be working with your soul tribe. What else? Oh. And you know, something flew. Okay, wait, read this. I wrote this entire thing. It said, a tadpole will side with a tadpole. Okay, one card that flew away is, hang on, let me just pick that up also. Let me bring this up first, right? Tadpole with side with a tadpole. So you'll see a lot of, again, like I said, Kaurav, Sode, Pandav, Panch, right? Same. You'll see a lot of people siding with the karmic. You see, it's much easier to accept that kind of reality. It's difficult to accept the harsher truth. It's easier to accept a much more compromised reality, if you know what I'm trying to say. So you'll see a lot more people on the karmic side, which is like, hey, tadpole with side with a tadpole. Okay, don't worry about it. And the card running, and that is what we are ending with. Hang on, I'm going to bring that up. Hang on. It says, expect miracles. My pioneer, expect miracles. Beautiful energy here to, you know, kind of wrap this up now. Beautiful. Expect miracles. Do this, whatever you're doing, great. Just be aware of your surroundings. You are on that, you know, path that is, obviously it is obstruction written. That's how spiritual journeys that's what a spiritual journey, what quintessentially is. All right, it will be rid with those hurdles, with those problems, with those challenges, with those obstructions, so that you learn. Those are lessons for you to learn, get better, become wiser, all right, become more matured, have better discernment. All right, discernment. Okay, so I'm not going to like harp on that anymore. You understand what I'm trying to say. All right, enjoy this reading. And there was another thing that came into my mind, but I'm not going to start on this at 1 hour 26 minutes. So we're going to figure that the next time around. So have fun. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you very soon again. Until then, bye.